The Legion post-match breakdown.
SK take their map. It is Overpass in the best of 5. We find ourselves split 1-1. I'm joined here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk by Chad Sponge Birchall and Janko YNK Paunovic. And I mean, this is just Counter-Strike that is fun to talk about. And I'm going to stop hogging the microphone because there is a lot to be said. A great first half, Janko. It looked like we were going to be having, SK pushed to their limits on Overpass. And then SK defense happened.
True, and SK losing their third pistol round, but they managed actually to convert by winning that force buy, and that was much needed for them. They needed to get some momentum early on, but unlike Inferno, I don't feel this game is as close. 6-11 looks like a close game, but I think SK was pretty dominant in their win when all things considered, especially in that second half on the CT side.
They just couldn't find a way in, Chad. It's always hard to watch a team as competent as FaZe just be locked out of an entire half of Counter-Strike.
They look super scared of Fur, right? The aggression that he's known for, the history that he can actually bring out on this map time and time again just seemed to new to FaZe, and they didn't really want to go for their style early. They wanted to counter him, kind of do what we saw NIP do, but they were unable to get that. I want to give some praise to Taco, though. In the first half, him cracking open bomb sites was hugely influential for SK getting rounds on the board. The normal characters, the normal people weren't stepping up. Fallen wasn't finding entries with the AWP. Fur wasn't getting any entries done when he was taking sewer control. They were getting shut down. And Taco was the guy who stood up even at starter rounds and mid-round, cracking open bomb sites when they were down in numbers.
Absolutely. And while we're giving credit to players, I do think another couple of names from the FaZe side actually should be mentioned. First of all, Karrigan is actually performing at a level which we know is crucial to FaZe success when it comes down to those nitty-gritty when we get to map 4 and 5. If he can continue that, that's going to be crucial for FaZe.
For me, much more important is the fact that Olofmeister is having a great series so far. And for Karrigan, honestly, I'd rather see him do a better job at calling on that T side and picking up frags on the CT side. That T side from FaZe in the second half was absolutely atrocious. Like, you look towards Inferno, what adjustments SK needs to make on the CT side, B-bomb said all of that, they did it. What adjustment did FaZe make for Overpass? None. Like, we have an example here. It's, in the second half, talking about that T side, and early on they were struggling with first aggression. We can leave it paused for the very start. So I want you to pay attention to two things. One, it's the clock. Second thing, it's where Fur is. 1 minute, so it's already 50 seconds passed in the round. Fur is playing super passive inside the site. Look at where the FaZe players are. They're playing so passive, they were so scared of aggression, they haven't taken any control. Long, toilets, even this party area here. You have Rain in connector, and that's it. Nico is holding for a B flank. It allows SK to go for a full-on B stack. They were expecting a B execute from FaZe in this particular round. You can now start playing it. This buys so much time for SK. Like, they know what's happening. Okay, they're going to be probably scared because of Fur. They're going to switch into a full-on B set piece. Let's stack B. That's not happening. That means they're just playing super passive because Fur isn't hearing any sound cues. He's still jumping around, and now you see the rotations coming in. Okay, the B hit isn't coming. Bolt and Fallen coming back to A. Fur going to a more aggressive position. Also take note of the nades that they still have on some of their players. There's still smokes, flashes left. 35 seconds in. FaZe, only now are they creeping towards the B side. They don't even have control of water. They have no idea if someone can still be there. So they have wasted so much time being scared of Fur early on that just makes it so much more easier for SK to defend late round.
Gold, absolute gold, Janko, and it's not something that you don't necessarily get to catch in the heat of the moment, and in the heat of watching it. Of course, there's so much else you're looking forward to. But I mean, what's interesting about that, and I think it's something we don't necessarily always get to say and see so clearly, is that one player in their playstyle and their approach to the game has made an entire team play differently.
This is the thing, I mentioned in the pre-match about them being scared, and I would expect FaZe to come up with their stars and try and do their style first, but they wanted to counter Fur, and that was their step in the wrong direction, I guess, and that's them not getting off to a very good T-half. And you've now got Karrigan, who is sitting there, he's lost to Fallen now 10 times on Overpass. In the last 10 meetings, 10 times. So, yeah.
And you also hate to see it. Like, you want to adjust, not like this. You're already losing in the half, and you're playing super passive. That's just a sign of fear as well. Really gives all the confidence to SK. You could see the mad rotations they were making mid-round. They were so on point with them throughout that second half. So what you want to see is some more aggression. Olofmeister's playing well alongside Nico and Rain, who are fairly consistent. Guardian to let them go loose a little bit. Take a risk in that sense. Try to let your individuals make a play. Even first gun round, they didn't have a lot of utility. They were going fast long early on. I was like, yeah, this is great. Not going to waste time. Just go long. I thought they were going to explode onto the bomb side. after they got bathroom control, they split around and, you know, they lose out to SMGs basically from the side of SK.
No, absolutely. And I mean, there is a lot more to be said about Overpass. And I mean, the main observation actually you heard from Henry, he was also saying that when they did that fake, he was actually incredibly happy. You know, finally they've gone away from the set pieces.
One good call they made.
One good call, and it looks fantastic. They managed to draw the CTs to one site and plant on the other. We do have another map, though, coming up, and a lot of you guys at home are enjoying it. Even some pro players. We have some tweets coming in. Magisk has set the scene for us very nicely. Couldn't have done it better myself. FaZe versus SK, he says, disappoints anyone. Never disappoints anyone. The best two teams in the world. Insane plays good CS. Couldn't agree more from Magisk. We even have F1S as well, making some observations. He was talking about the tactical side of Counter-Strike. You can see as an in-game leader himself, as someone that does like to keep his eyes on the strategical side of Counter-Strike, he's saying there it's not really it's not necessarily the high skill, the shots, which of course is there. It's also that strategy that's fun to watch.
I think this was during Inferno though.
Yeah.
So probably after Overpass.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I'm going to have a different opinion after that second half, but sure, you know, moving on to Mirage, I think this is where we are going to see a game similar to Inferno, right? Much more competitive from FaZe, because this is one of the maps where they actually have a deep playbook on the T side.
Yeah, and Chad, this is something that I know you've been thoroughly enjoying. One of the observations previously we made was that SK did have somewhat of a surprising loss versus Optic
and that was
this tournament.
Yeah, the B bomb site, right? That was the weakness there. They were getting exploited, and that is something that has happened to them in the past. You roll back to last year, 2016, within the majors, Taco and Cold Zero were exploited by Liquid. They're able to come back and win that game, you know, and then take the major. But it's something which has been a problem, and time again, unless they can address it, it is something which FaZe could look at as a weakness as well.
Taco said in this tournament in an interview that they are one of the best teams, if not the best team, at adapting throughout the tournament, as in they will have looked at that by now, Yanko.
Absolutely, and you know, we saw Fallen being a bit heated after that loss, and I actually talked to them. I asked them, what was that all about? Was it because you were losing rounds on B? It was actually miscommunication. You know, that last round they didn't know they could come up cat and all of that. So maybe that's a weakness for SK at the moment on Mirage on the CT side, going for some fast-paced play, maybe faking that B split, getting Fallen to rotate into Kitchen with the AWP, and then exploding onto the A bomb side is something that FaZe can look to and try to win rounds that way.
Previously, you've made a point, Chad, about mid-control. Actually, for both times, we've analysed both FaZe and SK, more primarily FaZe. What is it? What's the point you're making about FaZe and their mid-control?
On their CT side, you know, I think that they just have three players who are willing to take duels no matter what, right? You've got Guardian, Olaf, and Nico, and you saw when they played it throughout the group stage against... the semi-final versus Fnatic. Yeah, that Nico's happy to play around those smokes and go for those frags. You can see it here on the screen where the key players are. But that mid trio is very, very, very deadly. And then you've got Rain as the A anchor, you've got Karrigan as the B anchor. It's just a difficult thing to get around. And we talk about this wall. It's just this on this map as well, right? The brick wall is here again. But for me, I think that the T side from FaZe is very cookie cutter, right?
Okay.
They want to go for the mid control with those smokes and then try and do a split onto a bomb site, and then they just resort back to executes on the bomb sites after that. And it can be shut down, right? If you can get the rhythm, and if players like Fur can be finding that room, pushing Palace like he likes to do.
Yeah, the rhythm, the rhyme, it is Counter-Strike time. Just closing thoughts then from you, Yanko. What are you making of this bad boy? Do we truly get to see more from... Do we get FaZe? You get the FaZe from Inferno? That's what I'm asking.
Absolutely. Just focus on your own game, and then you know your Mirage is strong. Like, focus on that. Don't try to think about where Fur is going to be and, you know, whether he's going to be aggressive, underpass, A apps, whatever. Just, like, play your own game, and, you know, you will account for him when time comes.
And expectations from you, Chad, your closing thoughts. What do you reckon?
I think this is going to be another close game. We'll get something a bit more like Inferno. I can see the FaZe guys firing up after this. I don't think they're done just yet.
All right, perfect stuff. You can see the headsets will shortly be going on, the fist bumps too, and we're going to be getting ourselves into another battle. Tell your friends, tell everybody, tell your enemies. Hell yeah, get them here, get them involved. YouTube.com/ESLCS, because this is not something you see every day. It's a best of 5 between SK and FaZe, and we're going back into the breach with our third map of the series. It's all tied up. It could be a long night, so go get yourself some snacks as we venture into another map. It's going to be Mirage, Henry G, and Sadakist residing.
I wouldn't go too far to get snacks in a hurry, because we're going to start pretty much right away. It's Mirage, map 3, SK respond, but a map I think that's fairly level between the two of them and could sway the series, if I'm honest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a middle ground. We've had both the map picks of either side so far. FaZe picking up Inferno and SK looking impenetrable on overpass. Mirage will be indicative as to where this best of 5 is heading. Here we go then. It's going to be FaZe starting on the T side with 3 sets of armor. Carrigan and Nico with a couple of smokes here. Most teams favor towards the A bomb site, smoking towards the steps and towards the jungle. Will be 5 players committed. They have to go in. And the next 10 seconds or so with Rain getting towards the end of Palace. He'll be flashed through. Bolts to defend. He's actually in towards that shadow position. And here comes the bomb. Fallen will hit the first kill, but he actually manages to get his head blown off. Bolts though, he'll get 2, and that's very, very good indeed.
Some finds. He's actually got Nico as well. Bolts does incredibly well to get out from underneath the shadow position and find a third before going down. It's Rain to respond. He's gotten Fur. Slow the pace considerably. Bomb is down forward. Have a direct linear path to the site, meaning that Kerrigan has to expose himself to both connector and jungle to grab it. It's both angles before doing so. He's managed at least to recover. Rain on 12 can't really peek. He's got to hold an angle and hope for the best on a P250.
2 kills so far, but plenty of time available here. Rain will stick on the A bomb side with Carrigan. Pegs it towards B. If Rain gets 1 more kill there, he probably makes this realistic for Carrigan. At this point, it's just going to try and get the bomb down best he can. He actually has got time to do so. It looks like that will be planted. That's all he's going to do is 9 foul, try and plant. coldzera seems to be aware of that situation now, and he won't make it in time with the looks of things. Fighting towards short. This is actually quite smart from Carrigan. Bomb doesn't go for it. Could have almost certainly got that down. Now he finds himself in a very tricky situation.
Especially not hitting the shot on goal because they know he's not planting.
Yeah, I think he had to go for that plan. He was never going to win this. And now he won't get the extra $800 per player. Oh, that's a nice shot, though. That actually increases his chances now. This is actually becoming realistic. He's going to know another fake plan here and see if Fallen will take the bait. He will indeed. This could be absolutely phenomenal from Carrigan. It's up to him versus Taco. 1 more shot will do it with the P250. 5 seconds remaining. Not meant to be. Incredible effort there. Went for glory. Got the 2 kills. And definitely made it realistic, but wasn't quite enough towards the end. They will be force buying in the second round. His bolts to completely shut that down. They went towards the standard execution of both smokes coming through and flashing out Rain towards the Palace area. He got 2 frags, but bolts with 3. That shut it down, and we'll have a scout for Carrigan here. Eagles, CZs, a couple of smokes to work with. It's SK. You mentioned in the previous map they had to start winning some pistol rounds, and certainly doing that now.
Kerrigan doesn't quite land. From Rain. The UMP is able to immediately pull it back, but that leaves him open. The Guardian who jumps across from Tetra, so it's the man advantage to FaZe. And again, you can't fault Kerrigan for the effort. As a force buy without the early plant, he still might pull it off.
Absolutely. The CZ's pouncing on the A site. Fur and Fallen. Sounds back with nothing. The bomb will be planted. They don't have much utility left now. Attacker to try and deny the plant. It hasn't crossed over towards the site just yet. That's Nico who's got to run the gauntlet. We know how good he is with the Desert Eagle. Look at the scout. Oh my goodness. Takes down Bolts. Now it's the 4-on-2.
You know, Taco stuck in the corner. Couldn't react fast enough on the flick. And Taco manages to get Nico back, but he's low. So Olaf jumps across. It's all coldzera. They have pulled this around. Unfortunately, they've dropped the bomb. Cole, MP9, awkward spray down, but he manages to control it. It's just Kerrigan left to find. And he's on the scout, which means Cold can take him out immediately.
Very well done by coldzera there. Looked like the round was done. FaZe Clan getting the openers they required. It was a 4-on-3. The bomb about to be planted, but coldzera denies absolutely everything. Ice cold this time with the MP9. And it will be 2-0 as he steals the round away. They're going to force buy again here, Matt. Now this is a bold statement. They know they've got the entrance of the CZs before. They've definitely got the skill to pull this off, but they will be absolutely ruined in terms of the financial situation if they do lose this. Bolts ready and waiting at the A ramp, hoping that he comes hunting, looking for full eco frags here, but it's been greeted by 2, and he finds both kills. It is the force buy here, and he shuts down absolutely everything. Gets a couple more dinks in there. It's a 4 versus 3 with Rain and Olaf Meister, very low HP.
For a sandwich takes a bit of damage from an 8. Let's try and spray away. If I'm going to kill back the MB9, Olaf recovered, despite the HP being low. Couldn't quite spray through the 2 remaining players. They're going to try and transition this back again. FaZe mid-round trying to change things up, just as FNS pointed out in his tweet.
The timing.
Exactly that, though. There's not really much chance to get a desperate or cheeky bomb plant down toward B if Taco is going to be this close to them, although they're going to go and bypass him, but he's made the call with the sound, so
Exactly.
the rotations come in behind.
That's fine. If he goes down there, they can go back towards A and they lose a lot of control. He's gone for the more conservative approach. He's called them to go towards B, but they've gone connector, so they might be aware they were hurt. So Fallen will rotate, exactly that. So it's still absolutely fine, but there's a chance they can get this plant down. Up against Fallen the Orb, the HP is not really a factor. Taco will give the information that B is now clear. Now, I mean, his teammate Fallen will just be watching the bombs. A great position to do so, but this is actually looking quite interesting now. The fact that they are going towards CT spawn. Bomb still towards middle, though. Rain just trying to shut down any sort of rotation.
Cold, pretty easy. No, Nico has the bomb in 14 seconds. He just wants to die because he needs the money, and Taco will do exactly that. Now, they will have money. They will be able to buy on the FaZe side.
No, they will not.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. They went for that early force buy.
They did.
I forgot.
And they will be very aware of that. Bolts of the MP9, dinking players like that, he can detect head armor. He knows that's an all-in purchase. This should be the first gun round. But 2K per player, they're going to have to take a full eco now. This is almost certainly going to be 4-0, an absolute disastrous start for FaZe after bringing down their second round force buy to a very close situation. They took a huge gamble around number 3. It did not pay off. And now they're going towards the A side. They do get a nice entrance there with Rain with another brilliant eagle headshot, but one that won't convert, as it's quite the clean round in the end. Fallen with a couple of kills towards CT spawn. 4-0 comes in. Now they'll be able to get a full buy here. Guardian with the AWP, of course. I don't think he has enough for armor. He does not. So he'll be what we call glass cannon. That is actually a big deal against the M4s. Will have no protection whatsoever. Be very vulnerable to grenades as well. He's got a great spawn. He could challenge towards middle if he wants to. We'll have a look at whether he tries to make that first kill.
We've really had a hard time seeing people line up that strafe smoke. Right the other
Especially
way is
in
there is to throw it. Yeah, it seems to be online variables perhaps, but they'll make do with it this time. And Guardian's able to get out therefore with no smoke down on connector. He can peek toward, or they're on short. He can peek toward connector because of it. So he'll sneak up with the op pre-scoped and watch ticket for now. Fallen up there, but without much further information, he may eventually try to take that angle. Down top connector. Additional smoke and window means that Rain will start to work his way in. So FaZe just inching into the map. Good find on bolts as well. Fallen knows that he's got to wait for Palace entrance. It's no mistake to take down Nico. Kerrigan will go for the plant safe side of the box, not to be sprayed out. He found Fur as well in the late rotation, so it leaves them a man up on the FaZe side.
Looks like they're going to be saving here. They were going to allow Fallen to at least explore the idea of trying to find something out of this, but Taco, easy kill here towards Guardian. Ooh. You'd think it would be easy. He actually hits him. It's through the corner of the wall, and he might struggle somewhat here. And the no-scope comes in. Guardian punishes him. You get given an opportunity like that, you better be damn sure you're going to convert the kill. 4 versus 2. It's all down to Rain there. Getting towards a connector. Chad pointed out they play a very traditional style on the T side of Mirage here. The smoke's towards middle, get towards that connector, and Rain not even flashed over. He pushes through the smoke and looks towards jungle, nails the shot on bolts. Fallen did get one back, but it wasn't quite enough. That's the first run of the ball for FaZe to keep 3 players alive. Fallen does save his AWP, and they've got plenty of cash to work with here. So there we have it. FaZe relying on Rain to get the job done in connector, and my God, did he deliver. It's Guardian who somehow hit the no-scope though. That was disappointing. Taco wanted to save that secondary orb. They still have enough money to do so, but this time he'll be on the glass cannon. Here's the B anchor. That has been a discussion point. Remember against Optic in this tournament, they were bullying that side of the map time and time again. That's where the weaknesses lie. And this might be the adjustment where Taco can actually challenge for an early frag at the start. We'll be doing that this time, just jumping up and trying to get information. Very default round once again. No presence towards connector. Underpass or the B area. On off and Kerrigan hold towards middle. Presumably the A split comes in, but Fallen aggressive at the A ramp. That's what he's known for. Up close and personal warping. He'll get the first pick, and what a scalp to take. Rain goes down, but he'll be caught in the connector. Kerrigan equals the situation to a 4-4.
Bolts backs off at jungle. Smoke down at the top of the stairs. Guardian will line up CT.
Oh,
or not even remotely close to lining up CT.
Good effort.
I'm wondering with the walk as well. Was he trying to throw a short smoke to mid-side? Because there's couple ways to do that too, but Olaf wins out on bolts even without the smoke, and Fallen doesn't have the confidence to go wide side peek because Kerrigan is in his face. Gold, however, is perfectly positioned, and down goes the bomb, down goes Nico. And does burn Fallen alive, and he's turned around to find Cold as well.
Here we go then, Guardian to try and salvage the round, but Taco! That's one hell of a shot as he jumps up, tries to get intel towards that connector. Taco, the secondary AWP. Now that's been the adjustment. They weren't running this earlier in the tournament, but it seems like it's working out quite nicely for now. Here's the shot. Taco sometimes picks up the AWP on Cobblestone, you'll see it occasionally. And now on Mirage, he manages to pull it off against Guardian of all the players on the server.
And unsurprising on Mirage, given that Taco does solo B a lot of the time. Unless they're going to swing a second up toward Catwalk and leave him back with the rifle, it's logical that he would pick it up every now and then. Rain trying to find the deep shot. It's close on Fur, close enough that the UMP makes no mistake to get a headshot from that range. Yeah. Leaves him on 22 because there's a few other players firing at him as well, but first blood goes to SK.
Yeah, it's a Deagle headshot through the corner of the window area there. So he's lucky to be alive, but he gets the kill, takes down Rain. That's always a bit of a sigh of relief. As you heard Guardian say in his little video there, we had in the technical pause, he considered Rain to be one of the best players in the entire world, and for good reason, as Fallen gets another shot there towards a connector. Very unlucky the bomb gets planted at this stage. It's 5-1. Looking to be 6 any second now. Nico in the connector, Olaf Meissen not far behind, and Kerrigan with the bomb. They can get that planted, that would be an absolute godsend in itself, but Nico watches the ticket booth, and my God, take a seat, Fallen.
Don't even take a seat, just leave the room. Nico's gonna climb through. Oh, his timing could be amazing. He doesn't even know it. I think that his fur is behind him. Okay, first realized it. Turns around. Off, meanwhile, goes back up Cat. Taco can rotate back over in that direction. Again, the Deagles are menacing, but not quite killing in this time. Not punishing enough as it puts Taco on to 18. And even though Kerrigan might have been able to do something with that, Cold was there to babysit.
Do they recover the secondary AWP? I don't think they did. So that Deagle shot was actually pretty influential in terms of damaging the bank accounts of SK there. They actually won that round with UMPs and Nico. That was just brilliant, wasn't it? 6-1, and FaZe with money once again. It's Guardian with, once again, no helmet, so the M4 is going to be a bit of a problem. Taco with the only AWP here. Fallen not using the AWP every single round throughout this best of 5. Happy to give it to Taco, like he said. He's anxious towards B. Coldzera takes a nade in the face, wants to try and find his first kills, and he will do it with impeccable style. His teammates had to back him up. They've got the 5-4 nice and early. Once again, it's Rain going down at the very start of the round. Taco sets himself up at the barrel towards B. Got to hit that shot. Certainly does. 5-on-3, can fall back now. Has to smoke the utility to allow himself to go into a defensive position, but Guardian knows he'll be hiding. He'll try and sniff him out the best he can.
He couldn't quite catch the cross. And he'll force the ball back down the lane. Oh, Kerrigan could have won the kill on top of the fence against Fur. Underpass rotation to mid might have been a possibility. Now there's nowhere to go. Look at the minimap. This is already waiting. He may not get kills and go down because of it. That's a bit of a blunder. Information, at least they've gone back that direction. If you could have held it and even funneled them toward mid, there was nowhere.
Yeah, he does damage towards Guardian. He gets the intel there, at least that position. It's still a lock-in in terms of the round victory, but they want to make this as efficient as possible. Tacken gets a second. Now Jules Guardian once again. He's actually looking pretty sharp here today. Probably one of his best tournaments of 2017. Now 4 versus 1. Nico certainly capable of winning these ones. Taco looking for his third in great position to do so. Nico's got no idea. Oh, how has he missed that? Just as I build him up, Matt. How has he done that? He makes up for it. Okay. It's all fine.
It seems to happen quite commonly.
Yeah.
Build something up and then the opposite happens. It's like Dennis is the only one who ever delivered when we talked about his pistol rounds.
You would do well to miss that one. And look at this. I don't know how he did it.
Oh, to be fair, I don't either, looking at that crosshair placement. Right under the armpit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
The scarf apparently doesn't have a hitbox.
A nice job to back it up, though, so no harm, no foul. It's absolutely fine. Another eco for FaZe. That is not fine. That will be CZ's, Deagles, PD50s. No armor, no nades. Put out a default formation, and it's Fur to go down. Kerrigan with a nice Deagle shot there. I think I've said that about 5 times. The Deagle has been influential, to say the least, in this series so far. The last few months has been spectacular. The sort of things we've seen from the Desert Eagle. They do manage to recover the rifle from Fur's corpse. That'll be in the hands of Kerrigan, but like we said, no nades. He does get a smoke. Rain once again in the connector, sneaked through every single time. He's actually got towards the window. He could cause some damage here. Bolt will have no idea. He's definitely dead. Not before he takes one down. That's actually quite fortunate there. 3 on 3.
Keep in mind, FaZe did pick this map. So this deficit is worrying, considering it hasn't really been a CT-biased final or a T-biased final. Both halves to start things off are 8-7 each respective map. Good play from Taco. Good timing to catch up both Olaf and Rain. This Guardian left. He does have the bomb, but nowhere to go really with just the CZ-75 trying to get inside of the site. Back onto the previous point. It's the slowest start they've had, and not just the scoreline, it's the one where they've lacked the most amount of map control and early presence on a map. They're struggling to get the early picks.
Well, they wrecked their own economy at the very start as well, but they haven't really had a full buy. There's always been caveats every single time, but we'll get into this one as there's a 2 versus 1 for Guardian. He can't get a rifle just yet, but he has got positional control. The bomb's down. He makes his way towards Kitchen. Close range with the CZ will do its absolute best work. He can't find the kill. He does all the damage that had to be. Fallen going down at that point. He still has a chance here, and he will find him. Now coldzera up against it, and Fallen will have to watch his teammate come out victorious, and the BM comes through. Bit of teabagging as well, Matt.
Bad Fallen, bad coldzera, 2 HP. They're lucky to get away with that, considering that was a 1 versus 3. Guardian had nothing to work with. I didn't think he'd even get down toward the site, so they got away with that, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Guardian, so close. 2 HP, the perfect play. coldzera comes out on top. Double orb set up once again for SK, 8-1. They've already secured the half victory. As you said, FaZe is map pick, and like we said on Overpass, they're going to have to go to these set pieces. They've left the bomb and T-spawn, so I'd suggest this is a fake. Like we saw, remember with the first round, they really picked up on Overpass with the full fake. They've dropped the same smokes. The bomb is going to be collected by Olofmeister, so they will go back towards the B side. But look at Fur, he's already in towards the B apartments. He's so far behind enemy lines right now. Olofmeister has no idea. This is going to be absolutely everything. Can't find a shot though. Olofmeister predicts it. And finally, he gets one up on Fur, 5 on 4. It's all about getting Fur out of position, forcing a rotation out of him. They expected it. And this time, Olofmeister can hit the shot.
Massive, because for that far forward, they were anticipating his information would be enough to get the early rotation back to A. They've got to thin themselves out, split the defense up. Fallen with smoke down, goes aggressive, and Guardian's ready for it. AK-47 sufficient enough. And he's pre-aimed toward Ticket. Very close to getting Nico. He does hit him with 1 bullet, just bolts through the smoke, but Guardian goes for the plant. Finally, FaZe have an anchor to hold them in these turbulent waters. It's been a tough start. Like you said, the economy never really established. They've got a chance to do so now. But they also have an ominous presence of a reset waiting if they aren't efficient.
All these calls are just designed to bait Fur out of position. You could see Olof aware of that. And they hold on to their weapons the best they can. coldzera and Taka now, Cold with the AWP. But it's a clean sweep.
The interesting thing as well is, fair enough, Cold, is with 4 rounds in a row, the last one being a 1 versus 1 on a defuse, the economy's actually fairly brittle on the SK side, so they're not in the perfect position. So not only are they efficient in getting their first round in 4, but they aren't going to have much against them, which means they actually can avoid reset and potentially build up considerable wealth.
And that's why Fallen will take the pause at this stage. He knows the money's low. They've got an incredible lead there, but that's certainly going to be rattling their confidence. Fur knows he got caught out of position there. He could have stayed by the connector 70. He wanted to go all the way towards T-spawn and have the amazing backstab there. Carrigan forces him out of position. A wonderful call there. Very similar to the scenes we saw on Overpass before. Trying to bait him out, and it works. Need to start converting some rounds though and building up their own bank accounts. That was pretty much a clean sweep, so they'll have about $3,500 per player after the investments here with the utility. EWP in the hands of Guardian once again. Just to know, Nico, Matt, on 1 for 9. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't.
Really
what the scoreline could have been, to be fair. Yeah, that's certainly tough. Bomb intentionally left behind. Again, now going against a double off setup, which is an all-in play from SK.
This is another set piece. A strategy out of the book. You see the bombs outside A storage. No presence towards middle. This is not a default. They have something up their sleeve, and these are the rounds they're going to convert successfully, in my opinion. Smokes to go in, flashbangs as well. The bombs heading back towards the other P-spawn. It looks like an A split to me. Bolts will have to fight strong here, if only the UMP in hand. Not anymore, nothing, as he hits the deck.
From Rain, first timing, though he catches them boosting. Second time they've been caught out trying to boost either in mid or on catwalk. Taco did it last time. Fallen's got the shot on Rain. Flash himself in a position as getting Guardian back off. Good play from Kerrigan, at least to make up for one. And with Guardian still on the AWP, they can certainly level this. Might be harder now, though, as Fur takes out Kerrigan. So it comes to just Guardian.
Taco's and T-Spawn behind him. He has no exit strategy here. They can stick on the A-bomb side, but there it is, Fur. What a push through the smoke that was. Have you ever seen anything like it? Finds them boosting once again, sprays them both down, upgrades to the AK-47. 2 more kills for him after getting completely outplayed in the previous round. Outcalled, I guess, after Kerrigan came up with the fake. He sends out a firm message from that connector and completely shuts it down. 9-2, as we said. The money was pretty decent before that round, so FaZe do have another buy available here. A chance, though, for SK to get double digits, looking for 10-2 here. All in our FaZe, they've got 1 CZ in the hands of Kerrigan. He's normally happy to drop over whatever money he's got to his star players. He's the brains behind the operation. Round number 12. Real turbulent times for FaZe, another difficult round ahead of them. Fallen presumably has the AWP on the ground waiting for another double AWP set up for them. Taco has been pretty impressive, I have to say. Winning clutches against Guardian, holding strong on the B bomb side. That's not an issue this time. That smoke looks successful. Molotov towards a connector. Fallen will have to smoke himself out, but still have a chance to face towards middle. Hits the shot, but Kerrigan with the pistol stays alive with 16 HP.
There's the pistol player, you're right in saying so. Couldn't get the kill. Give them at least the boxes to work with in mid as well. Evaluate elsewhere toward B. 2 players actually inside of the apartments this time, as Cold is also pushed up.
The idea is Taco fires a shot and baits Cold in from that corner.
Let's try to see if there is a gap if they wanted to use those smokes to get more aggressive. Also made a few footsteps backwards to try and perhaps suggest he's run away if they wanted to do so, but it's Fallen that's got the next lineup. They're in the open if he goes somewhere to his right. Oh, he's found them. Guardian's back, showing all too easy. Ring did make it to ladder, though, and that will put Fur down inside the window. Nico tapping. Oh, you'd expect him to almost win that.
Yeah, he's absent, isn't he? He's rattled. That's a shot he hits all day long. That's an easy shot for Nico.
Especially on Mirage. T-side Mirage was the first time I ever saw Nico play in 2015.
Yeah, he's non-existent.
And I was shocked at how good he was, but you're right. He's certainly struggling now. Mid-site smoke to cover Kerrigan to allow the plant. They'll concede because they need the rotations. They'll go for full force on the retake.
And this is where SK do the absolute best work on these sort of retakes. They've got the man advantage. Bad news is though double AWPs. Bolts towards CT Spawn. All be joined by Taco and Fallen at the same time. Kerrigan going for the long flank all the way around towards middle. They're focusing heavily towards a connector. Olofmeister has to try and find a frag towards the murder hole, but Coldzera is waiting there. Fallen strikes first, and now the bomb will be in their grasp. Going for the defuse, and Olofmeister can't find the damage. He'll be punished for that. 4 versus 0 now, and that's another stellar retake, man. It doesn't get much better than that, does it? And it's Nico, you have to say, he has to hit that shot on CT Spawn. That's easy by his standards. Most pros will hit that shot. Him considered one of the world's best, currently sitting on 1 for 11. That is a huge talking point, I'm afraid.
Shocking, absolutely. Kerrigan's going to call another pause.
They need to get him out of this rut. They need him on the T side of Mirage. It's such an influential position, lurking towards Palace by yourself. All your team have taken all the aggro away from you. He had a player not looking at him in CT Spawn. They get the bomb down, but it's not going to be quite enough. I think they have to take a partial buy here. I'll have a proper look now. Yeah, they've gone for CZs, PG50s, and armor. 10-2. This is just not coming together for FaZe whatsoever. So no Olofmeister 4 for 10. Guardian at the top with 10 kills. They'll go for some form of strategy here in the form of a set piece. You can see they've got the 5 smokes, flashbangs. See Nico in the bottom right looking frustrated. Number 13, let's go. No aggression from the CTs from what I can see.
Tom connector. Down Cat Fallen tries to fire in. Actually going to get aggressive. Not fully, just checks the underpass with the smoke still there. He's able to get inside of connector quite easily. So the bounce flash goes up to cover off Cat. But look at Cold. He's close with Taco as well. AWP beside him. That's such a good aggressive position for SK to play.
That's the setup we talked about in the previous round. Taco takes the aggro away and they just haven't got time to check that tight corner once the first shot is fired. coldzera ready to step up with 2 kills there. This wasn't the force buy, but it was partial. There's always going to be danger. And Guardian once again does make it a little bit costly for the CTs. But at this stage of the game, around the 13th, the money's not going to be a massive factor for SK anymore. They've got 3 players hovering around the 7K mark, so they're absolutely fine. It's 11-2. It's coldzera getting it done. We saw how powerful the pistols can be on Inferno. Those are not easy kills to get, but a lovely setup there from SK towards the B-bomb site. And look at this buy, man. It's still not great, even after taking the partial buy. They've got 2 UMPs, a CZ, 2 AKs. This is done. Surely they can't get around to the ball with just this. Towards B they'll go again. They have to do set pieces. They have no choice. You can't do defaults with this sort of buy. Same execution by the looks of things. Might be one of the fakes. I don't think so, with no A presence whatsoever.
We'll try and get a fast smoke in.
Going on 1 minute 20, I'd imagine. 1 minute 25. Let's go.
So Arch is covered mid-site as well. Taco knows that they're going to be walking, and as a result of it, steps out and does perfect work, except for that Kerrigan managed to get past the window and behind him. Somewhat of an opening. The Kerrigan struggling to find angles on anyone further as Fur will walk back out. 2 players in front of him, decides to go for Guardian and drops the bomb temporarily. Kerrigan down as he jumps through. 12-2. I would not have expected this after the first 2 maps, more so on FaZe's map choice. And this is going to be something they have to recover from immediately. They're a decent trained team as well, but SK, the way they're playing this tournament, are world-class on that map as it is.
3K per player. 4th save loss bonus. This is looking grim. SK, I would say, we're the favourites coming into this one, considering the track record between Fallen and Kerrigan. It seems to can't best him in these grand final best of 3s, best of 5s like this one is. Oh, look at the scoreboard. Fallen, 16 kills. Taco, 14. What a great tournament he's had so far. coldzera, 12. Fur, 12. Bolt, 8. And still Nico sits on 1 kill. 1 for 13. I hate to highlight individual players, but when you're considered one of the world's best, you're going to have a spotlight on you and these sort of performances when you're crumbling on the stage. And it all came from the back of that force buy in the 3rd round. I think that's when it all went so horribly wrong. Falling through the smoke, of course. It's rain to go down at the very start of round number 15. Smoke. We have one of those available for FaZe.
All. I mean, I appreciate and admire the timeouts because you got no other time to use them, but to go for Kerrigan needs an entrance now. He's gonna be smoked off by, flashed off by Fallen. Misread the sound. Second one as well. He'll dodge that one. Fallen just holds the angle. In fact, he made Kerrigan think he was gonna get aggressive and then backed off to elongate it. Made a perfect shot. It's down to Guardian. 13-2 is where we're gonna sit. This is by far, obviously with 2-8-7 halves, the most one-sided we've had yet. And FaZe, I mean, as you say, yes, they hurt their economy early. Guardian continues. It's late in the rounds, it doesn't seem to matter much to be impressive. It was just, they never really had it. They never had openings in the rounds. They never had any sort of map control to work with, and SK just contained them so well. Yeah, they're looking like a much better unit. These CT sides have been absolutely brutal so far. FaZe don't seem to have an answer. Their star player is absolutely missing. This map might be done, but if they can win the pistol in the second half, you never know. You're going to have to find out after this quick break. Do not go anywhere.
You can't hide. Put your mouth where your money is. Keep on sharing what you don't know.
Well, SK dominates the entire first half. FaZe struggled tremendously, and now they swap over to the CT side. Age-old saying, I almost don't need to say, Henry.
Go on, do it anyway.
Well, I will. Pistol round, mandatory for FaZe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I surprised anyone with that line.
No. Well, it's worth mentioning. If they do lose the pistol, it's pretty much over. There's no coming back from him. Here's the look at the scoreboard. There's one name that does stand out. I'm sure you can work it out for yourself. As we get into the pistol round, it's going to require Nika to step out tremendously here. They can still save this game. It's not over till it's 16 at the top, but it all starts with this round. They will still believe. We'll have a look at the SK buy. 2 smokes, Molotov, flashbangs. Said before, almost all the teams in CSGO right now do focus on the A bomb side with the 2 smokes, the flashbangs, Rain and Nico to try and fend them off and to get aggressive here. They've missed the cross. Bolts and Fur already in the corner. Rain will check it. Looking for the one taps, and he's going to get one. My God, that was lovely. The bomb goes down. Rain's starting to find some form.
The fact that he hit the first one so cleanly meant that they couldn't even go for the wide peak trade. And he follows it up. USP flawless. The next one to get aggressive as well. Cold's going to try and backpedal again. Bomb, as you said, was down inside of the A main position. Timing from Cold. At least claws one back, but again, this is the bigger problem. How do you get a hot potato?
No real need for them. Off my seat, he had them locked in. He could have stayed, kept the advantage. They still have a 4-on-3, but Cold-Zero alive. Got the USP now. Rain, though, finds his third of the round, looking to shut it down single-handedly as he pushes further. Fallen on the other side. Good flashbang. This isn't done quite yet, but maybe it is now. Nico, his second frag of the game. Up against Cold-Zero now, who wants a little bit more out of this. 3 kills to do it. Still has a chance, but not for long. Guardian will find the frag and get FaZe at least a footing into this game. We'll see if SK is out of force by in a second. It's almost guaranteed they will, but what a wonderful display this was. Great sequence of events from Rain as he pushes towards that A round. The bomb goes down, a nightmare for SK, but they will be forcing here. We know how powerful these pistols can be. Once again, as I was saying, FaZe can't afford to give a single round away, but against pistols, that would be an absolute nightmare. First short hits, Nika down to 30.
Good tag from Fallen. Made back. Angrily trying to return damage where he can. Doesn't actually land. It goes a little deep from where he decided to position himself, and Fallen's rotated around as it is. So as you'd expect from the guns. Old. His nade also going to be off the mark as Olaf had already spotted him and backed off. Kerrigan playing very similar to how Taco elected to go left side this time on the balcony itself. Falling. Good shot. Not only is he now tagged Nico, a headshot onto Guardian. And the scout is paying off already. Nico's going to have to be very careful. He's going to get flashed in. 30 HP. He wants to try and catch one off to level it up. Works out. He'll take down Fur.
This could all fall apart still. Good news that no smokes available for the T side here. Taco ready and beat himself. Anything he can. He should get this kill down, but still he struggles. Bolts comes out on top, even though Nico had the information and the superior firepower. Does 85 damage, but that's not going to be enough here. We'll see whether the CTs can recover. It's Cold-Zero towards short. Deagle in hand. Olofmeister knows the threat could be coming. He's trying to watch with the boost, and players walking up towards short. It's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but 20 seconds does look good. Olofmeister probably gets his kill for sure here. And now it looks secure.
Good spray from Rain as well. Good damage on a Fallen. Taco jumps around and still finds the kill. It's 2-2 with bomb down. Fallen, however, again, still just on a fraction of life. 1 kill plus significant damage already in the rounds. Olaf's taking significant damage. He gets down to 21. And Kerrigan's able to triangulate and push Fallen back. He had nowhere to go, but out in the open. This was not an option. It was Taco. M4 and armor needs to hold off. Does have the bomb in his vision. No smokes to hold him at bay. 1 kit. Kerrigan's already tagged. So too is Olaf. They're going to have to hit a perfect shot. They can't do it. Taco goes back. And he's Tech 9 from range. 13 for SK.
He's done it again. It's Taco stepping up every single time. 14-3. The second round force buy is another victory for SK. Taco played that to perfection. You can see the pressure applied, the low HP of Olaf. He couldn't do anything. He knows he's going down there. He doesn't nail that first shot, and the round was done. He pulls out the Tech 9 and finishes it off. And that could be it. There's Nico again in that apartment. He had to find that kill on Bolts, but this is uncharacteristic from him. There will be a force buy in return. 4 Deagles and the Scout. 1 smoke. Bolt spots 1. Nico now looking to challenge this once again. This time he comes out on top.
From Bolts to try and keep fighting. Nico runs forward. Great shoulder peeking, and he'll grab the Galil to fall back. Now it's Kerrigan's turn with the Scout. Got one gun to go along it. Mirror image of what happened in the last round, perhaps. As well with the Deagle. That was the first below. He catches out Rain inside of Connector. Smoke Connector as well, but already he's watching his back to make sure that no one's getting aggressive. Getting desperate. There's no need for him to continue on being aggressive in mid itself. Nico, if he pushes this smoke, could actually catch them on catwalk. Perfectly timed. Bomb down. So the Galil will pay off early. Near enough to the smoke is cold, or excuse me, to the bomb to go back forward is cold, but it's only got a back 10, and they're slowly taking their positions to defend it. He's hoping that they won't consider him to already be there, given that they caught Taco out so openly, but Olaf, I have a feeling, will check this. Maybe not. Walks out, Shadow shows. Fallen's inside a Connector. He can defend Cold from the other side, but Nico wins that duel. Nico can't peek as a result of it. He's on 4, so Fur does get him through the edge of the wall. 16 seconds into 2 versus 2, and Kerrigan can't quite hit the shot on the Scout. They've got to just go all in. Cold's the one with the bomb, so forget that Fur's gone down. Charge Kerrigan, get the kill and get the plant. The problem is the Kerrigan's playing it very well, and exactly that. It's done already. Time is gone. Guardians arrived. Kill confirmed.
There we go, it's Nico, aggressive in the apartment, this time coming out on top, gets the first kill, finds Bolts, gets the Galil, and towards Connector he goes and gives FaZe at least a lifeline here, but SK aren't going to give up that easily, they're going to be forced behind themselves. Back in the round number 19. We're not done quite yet. Scouts, deals, taking over Taco. Fallen looking for a player that's across towards a Connector, not going to find anything this time. Nico's starting to find his confidence, he's pushing up towards mid. Have a blind Cold Zero in front of him. Does he want to track him down? Doesn't look like it. They'll try and lock him in with the utility. It's going to work out quite nicely. The Molotov by Cold Zero's feet means he has to face and to be sprayed down by Olaf Meister. 5 on 4. Tucker waiting for the smoke to go down and trying to challenge Kerrigan. First towards the pass right now.
Just has to run forward. Kerrigan will greet him with open arms. Pop flash over check, but it's long range. Guardian again. Scout in hand. 5 looks likely, which means after the force buying, potentially another on top of it. Weapons won't be of wealth. Over from Fallen. Fur's with it. Spot both, but only get 1 kill. Fur does hit the Deagle shot. Still 1 versus 4 though with only a Deagle. Okay, fair enough. Gets the Scout. Good luck. Tag 1-1. Guardian's down to 3 HP. Being pushed from either direction. Time to perfection between the two of them. 5 rounds indeed for FaZe.
Force buy. Not really finding anything at all there for SK. No bomb planted, only 1 kill picked up. Presumably this means the full eco, and that's still absolutely fine. They're 14-5 up. FaZe a chance to solidify their financial situation. Guardian with the Scout, 4 rifles around him. This should be the clean sweep. I'll be very surprised even a single kill comes in. They're going to flash over from the A ramp. 3 players in the Palace. Zero Bolts and Taco, just trying to trade out anything they can. If they can kill Rain and CT spawn, there's a chance the bomb goes down. There's the flash. Rain will take it in the face, but it's going to be Nico to find the first kill. A chance for him to start lighting up the scoreboard now.
Certainly will light it up. Nico comes in with 1 as well. Gets a little life back into the crowd. It's still 14-6 for SK, and now they've got guns again.
Definitely have. Don't think they can bring out the AWP. It's not been purchased just yet. Falling with $4,000. He'll probably take, yeah, I'm going to say, he wants to get the utility out there. Like a little, it's $2,000 compared to the AK at $2,700. Means you can get a bit more utility there with the smoke, Molotov, flashbangs. The pros try and stay away from the Galil, but it can be very deadly in the right hands.
Smoke again to window, and Fallen flashing through the one on catwalk means he can get, okay. creative, I suppose. I was going to say I peeked some information. He goes for a strafe jump. He actually blinded himself, but saw just before that no one was there. He went top. Oh, nearly timed it well, as Kerrigan didn't have the gun at the ready, but he certainly pulled it out in time. Two-man lead for FaZe. They could actually pull something out of this half, you know? As you said, it's not done till 16 rounds shows at the top. Bolts be locked out for now at Palace, and it's coldzera again that's made good ground, but nothing to do with it. Might get Olaf walking back in through the vent. He's considering it. The shows. Cold's desperate. Can't land it. Olaf goes back to the peak and makes no mistake. They're coming alive now, and so is Rain as he finds Bolts yet again.
Seems like this game's got a few more twists and turns before we move on to the next one. Round number 22, we're getting there now. There's going to have to be another partial bite from the SK side. In terms of their loss bonus, they'll be at 4 stage right now. The maximum coming into next round means you get an extra $3,400 on top of what they've got right now. It's around 2K. So we'll have a nice, healthy situation there. They're going to be taking Tech9's PD50s, CZs towards the B-bomb, so it looks like a straight-up B-rush. Let's just get it over with, shall we? Flashbangs to try and put Kerrigan out of position, but he drops the perfect HG grenade, gets the double. There's the third, and it's quite a simple procedure at that stage. The crowd are coming to life with the Danish hero.
Yeah, Kerrigan's got a few supporters out there. I think even you've got a few supporters out there, Henry.
Possibly.
Kerrigan certainly lights them up.
We'll see what happens as we get into another gun round here. Kerrigan, good, he said, this is a straight up B rushes and flashes. They drops the incendiary, does a bit of damage. HG's good. His teammate doing some work from short as well. Nothing really too exciting there, but it's round number 23 now. Pause will come in, called by SK Gaming.
Their second one that they've used in this game. Remember, FaZe used 3 in the first half. They've got 1 remaining. The wealth of the timeouts have now been used, the majority of them. 14-8, as you say, it's a gun round, and this time Fallen doesn't have to sacrifice himself to get utility, therefore not going onto a Galil, he's back onto the AWP. Guardian that's going to be against him, as you'd expect, but don't just count Guardian. You've also got Olaf. Olaf, unfortunately, has missed the jump, which puts him back through Connector, and also sets him ablaze ever so slightly. He's 76 HP by the time he'll get repositioned. In fact, he's going to go the long way to get repositioned. They don't have anyone facing off in middle as a result of this, but Olaf's going to rotate over with Kerrigan. They'll send the rifle up and let Olaf anchor instead.
Indeed. That jump towards middle isn't the easiest, and he misses it. He'll be punished with the Molotov towards Connector, but still alive. That's absolutely fine, and as you mentioned, can anchor towards that beat bomb site very efficiently with the AWP.
In some respects, it's interesting that SK didn't actually try and get any information inside of mid, as most teams at least try and do from corner, because if they spotted that they didn't have anyone there, if Olaf had rotated back with the AWP, they might have been able to get a little bit more aggressive, but so far they're sitting back. One boost for Cold, and he'll realize there's nobody home. So he pulls the smoke, even though he's in the open. He'll cover off the window. Kerrigan sees that. Naturally, will try and get aggressive for the fact if they boost. Second smoke, and Nico will do the same. He'll try and conceal himself if they walk up.
40 seconds remaining. Basic map control from SK achieved. They've got middle under the grasp. Nico holds towards the Connector. Smoke in the window. It looks like an A finish will be. Maybe not actually. They smoke towards Connector. Could suggest to go up short and try and push P as Bolts is in T-spawn right now. Nico trying to hold them off, and they will indeed go up towards short, but Kerrigan's ready and waiting. Denies the bomb. Taka goes down. There's no refrag. That's uncharacteristic of SK. It does come in eventually, but Olofmeister's still here with the AWP. Surely if he hits this shot, the round's done. There's 10 seconds remaining. They can't get a plant. He gets a second, and it's looking very promising now for FaZe. Wasted a lot of time there at the start. Fallen will get 1 consolation frag, but
desperate to stay alive. Needs to get around the corner, just barely does. What a round from Olaf. Kerrigan, you're right. It was bizarre how long he stayed alive before Cold got the peak, but that just gave Olaf so much time to get in position.
Yeah, it wasn't really good enough. Like, usually SK is so good at that part of the game. We call it a refrag because as soon as your teammate goes down, bang, it's got to be coming in. The teammate comes down the corner and gets the shot, especially with the timer at about 20 seconds. They seem distracted. And there will be a force buy into this round. It's interesting that SK have forcing so many times, and he did save the AWP. They're going to try and do what they can around that. Fallen knows he has to take matters into his own hands here as he goes up towards short. No all presence there at all, but Nico is waiting on the steps. We have got Olofmeister waiting on the corner to his right. He, of course, now with the AK-47, gives up the AWP to Guardian.
From 13-2 to 14-9, and FaZe are looking equally as dominant as SK did in their first half. Again, they force, as you say, around Fallen's AWP. It's still a few rounds to work with, but it's getting closer and closer. Flash out, he tries to get a hold of Taco, and it doesn't work out.
How's he not killed that?
We made mention of it. He was very slow to start this game. He was 1 for 11. He's 11 and 19, so him coming alive has been a factor. But missing that shot is crucial. Fortunately, it's a position where they can't recover the gun. But they've still got 2 AKs and an AWP to work with.
Well then, we'll go towards the A bomb side. 50 seconds remaining. They have got smokes. I say should be a singular, just one for CT spawn potentially here. They might just go for a contact play. It's Rain in a difficult spot here. Difficult to get multiple frags. Flashes will be coming in momentarily. They might just help themselves and walk into the bomb site. They will indeed.
Rain at the ready. I'll go quick spam with the Molotov. Wouldn't be surprised to see him just run and strafe into the site and get information early because he's so low on HP, but he hasn't done that. It gives Rain the chance to walk out from Firebox. Good read from Bolts. Both pistols are the ones with the kills so far for SK, so they've done more than their fair share.
Oh.
Guardian still has vision, falling into the refrag to Olaf, but it's to Guardian that still has position. Bomb has been recovered. It gets in behind the box, and Taco again with the deagle will find map point for SK.
Yeah, this has been stunning from Taco in this grand final. And they find it off the back of 2 AKs, the AWP and the Deagles. It's Taco towards CD spawn to finish things off. Crisp aim here today. Nico gave himself a window. It was not the easiest of shots, but by his standards, flashbangs were good. Taco trying to dodge the flash, 180'd him. And it all falls apart. There it is, map point for SK.
Trying to find a shot down toward A main rather than out toward middle. Kerrigan, flashed by Olaf, takes a peek. I think he got the majority of that flash. Didn't really work out perfectly. Takes a peek toward Kitchen. Goes back and checks it. But look at Guardian's angle. No smoke. Run boost will easily be over top of the crosshair, even if they fluff it. He's too high to be spotted, but doesn't necessarily mean Taco is. And he shows Guardian can't quite hit it.
So much pressure now for FaZe. They need 6 clean rounds in a row. Previous should have been theirs. A few costly mistakes have got them to this point. It's been a great comeback so far, but it could all be in vain as mid-control comes in for SK once again. Fleur and Coldzera holding position as the bomb rotates back towards T-spawn. All 5 players heading that direction. Kerrigan has presence in the B apartments, as you can see on the minimap right now. Meister joins them on short. This looks like an execution to finish things off. We've got the 2 smokes, the flashbangs. They do like to just walk into the bomb site. This time, FaZe playing a little bit deeper with Guardian and CT spawn. Rain not far in front of him. 35 seconds. It will indeed finish up towards the A bomb site. Coldzera looking for flanks in the B apartments. The smokes will be deployed any second. Guardian trying to play in front of them. He knows he needs to hit one of these shots to bait his teammates in.
Trying his best to get on top of Ticket, but doesn't like to do so because he still has Rain inside the site to do that for him. Good refrag from Bolts. Now they're coming in fast on the refrags. Nico to the corner. I don't think he's been spotted as of yet. Oh, missed shot from Guardian's position. Olaf found one beforehand on the M4, but Guardian missing twice. He's got to try and get aggressive, and Fallen is wise to that. He takes down both of the aforementioned players, but Nico somehow gets it back in their control. It's just cold, and he's so far away. It is planted potentially for him, and they're not really sure which position he's going to be in. He's found the diffuser as well. It's Kerrigan down. Nico's got a kit, but he's got to contend with the fact that Cold now has the advantage. They're both mid-30s on HP, and Cold is going to change it to get the headshot and close it in fashion. If you wanted a duel between Nico and Cold, you got it, and Cold comes out on top.
It just felt like FaZe got it together there in the second half. They started to wake up. Some of the key players started to hit some shots, but it all falls apart. SK find map point for a pistol victory, and that's why they need to pack Nico on the back right now. He was absent in that first half. He finished on 1 for 14. He started to get it together against the Eco players in the second half, but that wasn't good enough. If they're going to come out on top in this grand final, they need him and Olaf Meister to be firing on all cylinders, and we didn't get that on Mirage.
So 2-1, SK steal the first map. That's FaZe's choice that's gone against them. Train is next. They're both very, very skilled on that map, as they are on all. To be fair, we'll take a break. We'll join the desk, the Xfinity Analyst desk, and we'll get things back underway in no time.
Everything is wonderful if you're looking from the right side. Life is gonna turn around. You can smile, but you can't hide. Put your mouth where your money is. Keep on sharing what you don't know.